Наблюдаю пехоту с легким стрелковым вооружением. Прием.
Нужно обезвредить его, быстрей! Враг установил заряд! Быстрее, быстрее! Мы обезвредили заряд! Отличная работа! Мы обезвредили заряд противника!
So that may or may not have been a little bit clutch, but I thought that was a fairly good clip. What's up? This is Nate Dogg, and this is my second Battlefield Backup 82 commentary. And I hear a lot of people calling that last map you saw me on just a moment ago Isla Inocentes, and I don't claim to know Spanish to any extent, but I did take it in high school, and it looks like a Spanish word, Isla Inocentes, and if I were to pronounce it in Spanish, it would be Isla Inocentes, which would be probably be something to the effect of Island of Innocence, if I had to guess. I haven't looked that up at all. And here is my favorite thing in Bad Company 2. C4, how far is that? Like, I'm not obviously not the original person to throw C4 that far, but I love throwing C4 that far. In fact, that's the entire emphasis. It's almost the emphasis of the whole game. It's like, hey, Destruction 2.0. Blow buildings up, bring things down with explosives. You want some kind of explosives, and I don't really like the engineer kit all that much. I take that back. I do like it a lot. It's awesome. Especially when you AT-4 down helicopters, as you just saw. That's a lot of fun. But if you really want the full effect of it, you have to run the assault kit, so you can get unlimited C4. Recon class can use it too, but like I said, you don't get unlimited of it. And here I am trying to gun people down in the tank, and it takes me so many shots. It's kind of ridiculous. But very much the emphasis of my experience on Bad Company 2 here lately has been C4, C4, C4. As much as I can do it, as often as I can. Throw it down. It doesn't hurt you to throw C4 down anywhere. In fact, it's quite fun. I very much like it very much. And it is returning to... Actually, I'm gonna hold off on talking about Battlefield 3. Now watch this. I'm going to run up to this would-be doorway, and I'm going to make a doorway here. And stop. Do you see any problems with what I've just done there? Because I see one now. There's this giant tank of something directly in front of me. I don't know what's in it. If we were the Russians attacking the Americans, I could probably just assume it was some kind of crude oil extract, natural gas, some kind of, you know, obviously a very flammable oil. But we're not. We are the Americans attacking the Russians. So the trick is, it could be gasoline, but it could also be vodka. And that's really not any better. That really has the same effect. If we were attacking Canada, it would make a slight difference, because go ahead and start playing it again, and no, I don't die. I know I kind of led you on there. No, I didn't die. Sorry if I sorry if I angered you with that. But if we were attacking Canada, you can pretty much bet yourself that it would have been full of maple syrup. Or whatever they eat over there. I don't know what they eat. Now, a lot of people complain about the G3. They don't think it's very good at range. I have to disagree. I definitely think the M14 is better at range. And I don't ever use any kind of optic on it, because I think the iron sight is good enough. And you can just pop fire it, one person at a time. Here we go. Pop fire for days. Picked off 2 people. 1 guy got away. That's not a big deal. But essentially, my favorite class on this this game right now is just, okay, I want C4, so what are my gun options? The G3, the Thompson, which are like the middle range kind of stuff, the M14, which I'll pretty much only use with an ACOG, because it's really only worth using with an ACOG, in my honest opinion. It's much more of a long range. I almost said long range, on my FUD. And here we go. Tank number 1 in this game. Tank number 2, actually. I just destroyed another one. What am I talking about? Another tank destroyed. And that's the thing. People think of the engineer class as the vehicle destroying class, and I don't think so. Because this is just my luck, and it's probably just me. Whenever I shoot a launcher at a tank, especially a T-90 or something, I might get 1 hit on it, reload, might get 2 hits on it, but it will back up and come back fully repaired seconds later. And here I am going armed. And I see my teammate's in trouble here on the right, so I hang around a little longer than I probably should, help him out, because I think, well, if I die, at least he can defend the objective plant. Because I worked really hard to get that. I could have made it out of there alive, but I chose to help him out. No. Didn't happen at all. And so now I've got out the good old M14 with the 4x ACOG, and yes, this is the actual ACOG, not whatever Modern Warfare 2 put in. I don't know what they were thinking, putting some of their scope in, calling it an ACOG when it doesn't even resemble the real thing. And this is probably my second choice if I'm going to run C4 is the M14. Obviously, you can also run a shotgun, and as you saw, the G3 is also a very nice choice. And this gun is actually not going to be in Battlefield 3. It could be in Battlefield 3, don't get me wrong. But those of you may or may not know, DICE actually released a list, oddly enough, and it was very kind of them, telling us the weapons that are going to be in Battlefield 3, and I thought that was awesome. One thing that was not on the list was the M14. However, those of you who are fans of the M14, fear not. We are going to have, Recon class only, however, the M39 Enhanced Marksman Rifle. If you don't know what that is, feel free to Google it, Wikipedia, whatever you need to do. And if you were to look at the M39 EMR, is what it's called. It's not a DMR, it's an EMR, Enhanced Marksman Rifle. I'm not really clear on the differences. I kind of sort of fail throw this C4, but I do get it done. I guess that one that landed on the ground was kind of sorted in blast radius. C4 is very generous when it comes to vehicles. Very, very, very generous. But if you were to look at the M39, you would look at it and say, oh, that's an M14. That's an M14 Mod 0 from back in 82, and you really wouldn't be wrong, I don't guess, but technically it is a different gun. It's considered a different gun by the military. 1, 2, 3. That's why I like this gun. 3 shots, 1 kill. If you have Magnum. If you don't have Magnum, and you should have Magnum, but if you don't, if you're confused about what you should be using Magnum, so it's a 3-shot kill at any range, as opposed to 4. It's obviously countered if the guy you're shooting at has body armor. Fortunately, not many people run body armor, unlike Call of Duty 4, where a lot of people run jugs, and I could not find this guy. I hit marked him. Where are you? Where are you? He's in the one place I should have looked first, and then I get knifed in the side. Well done, Nate. Well done. Retarded. And then I'm not sure why he takes my kit, but he takes my kit. I guess he wanted ammo. So here this helicopter's attacking our spawn. Helicopters are not the easiest thing to deal with on Oasis. I know some people are like, oh, just pull out an AT-4 and shoot it, dog. Well, it's not that easy. I mean, if it's that easy for you, wonderful. Just continue to shoot them down religiously and effectively. But for me, it is not an easy endeavor to shoot these things down right now. Now look, I'm waiting for it. I'm hearing the sound, hearing where it is, figure out where it's going to be. Shoot a rocket, and it takes a hard right turn, and I'm like, you know what? You're not dodging this rocket today, guy. You're not dodging this today. And I love how, obviously, that's the first time I've even managed to do that, ever. Shoot down a helicopter with an AT-4, and of course, the other day I actually destroyed one flying right over me with C4, and I know you're going to say, cool story, bro, because I could be lying to you, and it's like, either pics or it didn't happen, that sort of thing, if you're on the internet. And it did, but I was not recording at the time, so no, I don't really have any way of proving it to you, but I love how when I was on the AT-4 and I shot it down, it was some kind of Avenger kill, and so my guy was like, that was from my buddy, like calling it out. Occasionally your guy will say an audible that you can hear, and those are usually hilarious. So here we are rolling up into the enemy team's base, and it's sort of unfair how many vehicles you get on this map. I mean, it's not when you take into account the other team has vehicles too, and I guess it's their own fault if they're not getting in them. But it is, man, and this, if we were playing Conquest, I wouldn't mind, but in this, I like infantry only. I'm not gonna lie, I like infantry fighting a lot more stuff. But, moving on to something else I wanted to talk about, Battlefield 3, I am gonna be playing it. I think the consensus is, if you have the privilege, if you put a beta code in to play it, and you're getting, like, it's gonna be an open beta, a public beta, but for 2 days prior to it being open, people that had Medal of Honor Limited Edition and put in the code to play Battlefield 3 beta, they're going to get it a couple of days ahead of time, and I'm going to be one of those people, and I'm not going to promise that I'm going to upload during those 2 days so that you guys can watch during that time. Not that I want to keep you, like, guessing. It's like, oh, I'm playing it and you're not. It's not like that at all. It's more a matter of, I'm going to want to be playing it instead of posting a video, posting commentary. It may not be any commentary over at all. But my general feel for what I want to try out when I start the game is the support class. And the reason for that is, they have put all of my favorite things into the support class. All of my favorite things from this game. And I know they're not all going to translate exactly, but if I were to tell you what my favorite things in this game are, they are C4. Obviously, you know that because you've seen part of this gameplay so far. I love C4. And sort of if I could pick one thing to return in Battlefield 3, it would be the ability to throw C4 just retarded far. And I know it might be considered a little bit overpowered, but I don't think it is. I think it's fun. I think you kind of need that to be able to get close enough to a tank to destroy it. And so, C4, light machine guns. Oh yes, light machine gun. 200 rounds in an M249, and you can have an optic, and you have unlimited ammo in C4. That is, yes, I will have that, and I will have some chips. If I can choose what I want to have. I don't think they're going to have chips in the game. I don't really like chips. I don't know why I mentioned that. I'm just trying to keep the little pace going, keep the commentary going, as I steal their T90, which I almost C4'd at first, and I realized there was no one in it at all. But yes, I think when the game comes out, if I do any beta footage, probably the main thing, if not the only thing you see out of me, is support class. Because I think there's a tendency among players to pick whatever class has the assault rifles, because it's like, oh, I want the assault rifles, I am a soldier. People don't really... In games like Call of Duty, especially Black Ops, have just nerfed LMGs to the point where they're not useless. Battlefield hasn't done that, though. Not at all. And that's why I like the LMGs in this game, but you still can't... You can still run out of ammo, and yes, you do get plenty of ammo, but the thought of putting out a bipod, dumping 200 rounds down range, reloading, and doing it over again is just... Oh, it's just sexy. It's just sexy. And sidearms... Look at that guy. Suicide. I would have done the same thing. Did you see the maelstrom of explosions and rockets? I would have killed myself, too. You know what? No one's getting credit for killing me today. But I actually own a Glock 17 in real life, and I love it. I love my Glock handgun. It is so nice to shoot. There's a lot of upgrades to be had for it. I currently have the 3 of the Glock 18 magazines, which hold 33 rounds apiece, and no, I don't think that's going to be some kind of quote-unquote attachment or enhancement of the gun in the game. You're going to have standard 17 rounds of 9mm plus 1 in the chamber, and it's so nice that they're putting 1 in the chamber too. They're accounting for that too. The last game I remember that actually took the time to do that, and it made sense, was Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and that was not the best game ever, but I liked it a lot. So yeah, you'll be seeing, I don't think the 100 round LMGs are unlocked first thing, but you will be seeing, when they are unlocked, just massive amounts of just, not necessarily spray and pray, but suppressing fire, and that's another thing I'm looking forward to do. Suppressing fire on enemies. It's like, alright, I'm suppressing the bad guys, I got their one corner, they're not coming around that corner. I think that's just going to be so much fun. So, Glock 17 will be the other thing I'm doing. I don't know if any of you have played Borderlands, but if I was to sum up my general and/or overall strategy for playing games in general, it is massive firepower. And when I play Borderlands, I love to use the soldier because it's like unlimited ammo. You put on support gunner class, you regenerate ammo. It's so much fun, And I'm sorry knifed. That's what happens when you... I am not that good at lurking. This guy obviously outlurked me, and I'm not upset about it. The reason I skipped so much at the end is right here. This pretty much sums up the last 2 objectives and this objective. Bad spawn, my C4 doesn't even blow up, and killed by a USAS. So you kind of saw the first half of the map, not really much of the second half of the map. I apologize for that, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and the bonus clip is... I don't even know what the bonus clip is going to be, because I haven't decided yet, but I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.
Наблюдаю легкую пехоту. Прием. Используй датчик движения. Нужно перезарядиться. Цель отмечена.